We're going to use this piece of paper to do two watercolor techniques. And on one side, we're going to use salt, and we're going to use blue and green, and on the other side, we're going to use blue and purple. And one of them you're going to pick for salt, and one you're going to pick for saran wrap. So with watercolor, this is liquid watercolor, and they're very watery, so we don't have to get our brush wet to start with, but if you definitely still have to wash your brush. And if it starts to look dry like this, that means you don't have enough paint on your brush. Or if you wanted to just dip it in the water, there's enough on there that you can spread it around for a lighter purple. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to give Mr. Brush his nice relaxing bath. You can sing a song, la-di-da-di-da, and then dry him off on the placemat. And then you're going to go into the blue. And you're just going to mix both of these colors on the paper. Just remember to always wash your brush while going in between the two colors. I'm going to do the salt on this side, so you want to make sure you've got paint covering everything and no white spaces left. You also need to have your paper a little wet, so you can sprinkle the salt as you go, or if it kind of dries out, you can raise your hand and I'll bring the squirt gun around, give you a few squirts, and then you can sprinkle the salt on. And we're just going to let that sit and see what fun it creates. On the other side, you're going to do blue and green. We're going to use this blue and green paper to rip up for some of our mountains. At this point, you're just going to double check that you have everything painted, no white spaces left. And raise your hand. I'm going to bring over a piece of saran wrap. I'll give it a few squirts if it looks dry, and we are going to place this over your paper. Once it's on there, you can get the fun of squishing it down and seeing what kind of cool lines it can create on your paper. When you're at this point, you're ready to put it in the drying rack. Now, of course, you wrote your name on the back before you started, and if not, I'm just going to turn over a corner and make sure I did. And then you're going to carry it over flat. You want to make sure you're holding it on both sides so it doesn't drip, and carry it over to the drying rack.